You have to be careful in life with your choices, man. I have a little cousin, straight from College Park Projects, man. You know what I'm saying? Kimmy Knox, man. Kimberly Knox, man. And, I can say she's a very intelligent, young lady. She came to a crossroad in her life. And most of the time that we come to these crossroads, y'all, we don't know that we be at these crossroads, man.
I know somebody got me cause I know the smell of flesh. I was shot 6 times, don't got me rolled, I passed that test. But I trust this chick, plus this bitch know too much. But I'm feeling kinda stuck cause I'm all tired of what the wrong with you? Screaming who shot me, then the blood hit me in the face.
I want to start out by saying, man, being real, you have to be careful in life with your choices, man. And what I mean by that in this scenario right here, man, is, I have a little cousin, straight from College Park Projects, man. You know what I'm saying? By the name of Kim Knox, Kimmy. We call her Kimmy Knox, man. Kimberly Knox, man. And, I can say she's a very intelligent, young lady, and have done good for herself in life, her and her kids, man. And she came to a crossroad in her life. And most of the time that we come to these crossroads, y'all, we don't know that we be at these crossroads, man. And in this case, man, she had the choice between dating a thug street dude compared to like a blue collar, straight, intelligent business guy. Not that the thug dude wasn't intelligent, but just saying, two different guys from two different lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? And it almost costed her everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give it to y'all from my perspective, and then I'm going to let my little cousin, talk and, tell y'all from her point of view so y'all can get a better perspective. But what you have is, a young lady, and of course my family is beautiful, and she, chose to, date this guy. And this guy was from the west side, grilled out, street thug homie that's making that money, and got a movement in the ATL streets. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up choosing this guy, and they doing their thing, however. Well, his mother is on crack. You know what I'm saying? And she wasn't too fond of my cousin Kim. You know what I'm saying? So she used to, and then of course she got the addiction. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how people is with addictions and what they do. You know what I'm saying? And when Kim used to be at his house and used to spend the night, you know what I'm saying? She used to sneak in the room while they was asleep. You know what I'm saying? Sort of like my daddy, the crack ninja. You know what I'm saying? She used to sneak in the room while my cousin was asleep and used to go in her purse and shit, stealing money, stealing valuables out of purse. You know what I'm saying? And it took a minute for my cousin to catch on to what was happening, because at first, of course, the first thing that comes to your mind, you're in disbelief, you're in denial, you don't want to think that, you know what I'm saying? But then you start putting, two to two together, because she's on crack. So, you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but then bam, it keep on happening to the point where she started locking her purse. You know what I'm saying? And my cousin, she have a expensive taste. So she having these Gucci, these Prada purses, all these different purses. So she started putting locks on her purse. You know what I'm saying? So the lady wasn't never too fond of my cousin Kim from the get-go. And I just want to stamp that. You know what I'm saying? But her son ended up getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? But before he got murdered, him and my cousin Kim ended up breaking up, man. And, she was at a crossroad because she had found interest in this other guy. And this other guy was more of an intelligent business, blue collar type guy. You know what I'm saying? Very smart individual. You know what I'm saying? Big shots out to him. You know what I'm saying? And, with this thug life and the stuff that was going on around him, she was kind of scared, you know what I'm saying, for her life and her safety. You know what I'm saying? But we can take it into my cousin Kimberly Knox words and let her tell y'all a little bit more and let her elaborate.
Freedom much I was dating him before I had kids or whatever, and she didn't pretty much like me because she felt that he was spending all his money on me, but he really wasn't. He was a street boy, thugged out, west side nigga, grilled out. And she was on crack really, really bad. Like I would stay, like I would be in his house and we would be asleep and she would sneak in, unlock his door, rambling through shit, trying to get through my bag. So when I noticed that she was doing that shit, I started leaving my stuff in the car, or I'll make sure I have a lock on my Louis Vuitton bag. But then one day we ended up breaking up or whatever. And the same day when he got killed, he pretty much called me and was like, I hadn't got with Mackenzie and them father at this point. But he called me and he used to ride past apartment. He was like trying to low-key stalk or whatever. Not low-key stalk, but I guess he had somebody in the same community, and he would just ride by with his music blasting because he knew that knew of his car. So by him driving by blasting, looked out the window, so he knew it was him because I didn't keep it no secret. He knew that was my ex or whatever. So that same day he got killed, he just got a job at the church, and I had got a real bad feeling because I was really in love with this guy. You know what I'm saying? I just chose because this dude was more street. And I'm like, I don't really want no street nigga like that, you know what I'm saying? Because if I have kids, I don't need no worrying about my life and being in jeopardy or whatever. So I ended up going to work. I got a bad feeling like something happened. I called Mom, like, yo, you good? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. He was like, why? I said, because I got a bad feeling like, shit, something just happened. Somebody dead. I swear, as soon as I said that, my girlfriend, Nicole, called my phone because I had done turned her on to his brother. And she was like, man, such and such just got shot. You know, they tried to rob him, took his teeth out of his mouth and everything, and robbed him and shot him dead. And I just started screaming. And so roommate was in the house, and he heard me screaming. He called me, like, yo, your girl in the room screaming, going crazy. He called me, and I'm like, shit, my ex just got killed, you know what I'm saying? And he knew how I felt about him, but he just had got killed. And I had got a call, like, fucking 2 weeks.
Infusion Crab ATL, the best seafood restaurant in Georgia. If you're in town, come and visit us for some of the most exotic and mouth-watering seafood in the South. Select from a variety of our flavors that we guarantee will make your taste buds run wild. We're open for most holidays and you can pre-order online. Follow us on Instagram at Infusion Crab ATL or on Facebook, Infusion Crab ATL, Atlanta best seafood restaurant.
I had got a phone call like maybe a week or two after the fact. You know, they was like, hey, it's private detective. I had got kind of like offended, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck the detectives calling me for? So they was like, we just called and asked you a couple of questions. You know, his mom had concerns and maybe you had something to do with it. And that shit blew me. Like, bitch, first of all, she didn't even know me like that. You know what I'm saying? She knew that he just really loved me. But she just told the detective she thought that I had something to do with it. But that same day he had got killed, he had called me. I was working for the Department of Revenue. And he was like, yeah, let me take you out on a date or whatever. And my gut was like, nah, don't do it, because I was just getting back with my. So I was like, nah, I'm good. You know, me and you, we not together, and I'm with. So they ain't gonna be a good look, you know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate the offer. But that same day he called me to take me out to eat, with the same night he had done got killed. But that was pretty much it. The detective just called me, asking me questions, and I pretty much told them, like, look, his mama saw me a few times, and she's on crack real bad. You know, she stole from his son, stole the whole Christmas from his son, stole everything out of his car, stole all his money. So she really can't be trusted, you know what I'm saying? Because she's a fiend, she's a crackhead. So, and that was it. They ain't called my phone and asked me no other questions after that. They were just like, okay, thanks for the information.
Now, y'all heard her, you know what I'm saying, straight out her mouth. And do y'all understand the choice that she made was the one of the best choices that she have made since she was born? You know what I'm saying? Because with her making that choice, she ended up with the other guy right before this happened. Think about it. She had just talked to him. He had tried to take her out on a date. She could have been with him. You know what I'm saying? She got 2 beautiful daughters right now, entrepreneurs. Queen Latifah was just talking about it. Been on Fox 5. They've been all everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey girls, I love you. Big cousin, shots out. They Infusion Crab ATL, one of the best seafood restaurants there is in Georgia. I stamp it myself, man. You know what I'm saying? But just think about if she would have continued dating that guy. You know what I'm saying? And think about what her mother did, what his mother did. Think about what his mother did. If she would have continued dating this guy, she probably would have been a little bit more in depth. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe at the house, maybe had just left from the house and the guys came, or however it happened, wherever they happened. And just think about it, they tried to take did take his teeth out of his mouth, man. So y'all know how much them teeth cost, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get them cemented or however up there, man. We talking about 20 or better. I know how much mine costs, and I don't got nothing but 4. So think about the top and the bottom and all that, man. We talking about $20,000 to $30,000. So these people, you know, who did this, knew him, was watching him, even knew about his teeth and his mouth, probably how much they cost. And she could have been infiltrated. You know what I'm saying? The mother already said, you know, she probably had something to do with it. And it could have been a little bit more, and it would have been more with the detective. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these officers and these detectives see things that truly are not there, but they only human themselves. You know what I'm saying? But that was a choice that she made, man. And we make these choices every day of our life. You know what I'm saying? Some of our relatives, some of our parents, however, on drugs, crack, or however you want to be. And they are who they are. You can't judge them. Only thing you can do is watch your steps to keep yourself safe.
Let's take a ride down the street. They put me in the trunk, now I feel the heat. The gravel left feel like a dirt road. I hear the hog, bloodhound, and some crows. The trunk open, hit me in the face with a pump and the